Hello, algebra students of the Pasco School District. My name is Mr. Montes, and we have another lesson for you all this week while you guys are all at home. I'll just go ahead and read it for you. There is a problem just like we've normally had in the past. In this case, the problem actually has several subsections. They're all really based on the same problem. They just ask you different types of questions or change the scenario just slightly to make you think. We also have down at the very bottom review practice or some staying sharp. As always, there's a handful of problems that you should take a look at. If you scroll back to the top, let's jump into this. I'll read it to you. It says, in 1983, the composition of pennies in the United States was changed due in part to the rising cost of copper. Pennies minted after 1983 weighed 2.50 grams, while the earlier copper pennies weighed 3.11 grams. Part A asked you, a roll of pennies contains 50 coins. If a particular roll of pennies weighs 138.42 grams, how many of the old, heavier pennies and how many of the new, lighter pennies does the roll contain? So, let me just walk you through a couple of steps about how to set this up. I'm actually not going to do it for you. That's going to be left up to you to do and try out on your own. We do have a solution that's going to be sent out along with this as well. So if you do get stuck, it is okay to go ahead and take a look. Just really try it first. Work your way through it before you take a look at that solution. We're going to ask you to define your variables first. It's really easy to just start off with x and y, and then you can say what x and y are going to be. What are the two things that we do not know, right? And that's what you're going to name your variables. After you name those, define those variables, you're going to write a system of equations. Now that's probably going to come from the information that's been given to you. For example, 2.50 grams for the earlier copper pennies versus 2.50 grams for the newer pennies versus 3.1 grams for the older pennies is going to be important, as well as the total weight in grams and the total number of coins. So you are going to have to utilize all those things together to come up with a system of equations. So you should have you should end up with one equation here and another equation here. Once you end up with that system, go ahead and solve it. Once you solve it, you get to check your solution and then finally respond, how many of each kind of penny does the roll contain? You're going to do that with a complete sentence. This part can be kind of difficult, especially the setup. If that is confusing, again, the solution is going to be included with this so that you can take a look at it and work your way through that problem. Once you are done with that, you're going to go ahead and look at a couple of other scenarios. These scenarios are going to work with some rounding. As you probably know, and a lot of other people realize, is math in the real world is not very accurate. There's always some sort of rounding that needs to be done, and that's what these next parts are going to take into account. So after you get done with that initial part, go ahead and read the new scenario again and answer the questions that have to do with that. I believe there is 3 more scenarios after this. By no means do you have to do all of them. Do what you can and what you're comfortable with, and then as well as take a look at the review practice and try those. You should be able to do the review. It's just simple problems that we've done before school was let out. So give those a try. In any case, if you have any questions or concerns, remember you can always email your teacher or anybody that does and teaches any kind of algebra in the school district. So as far as your assignment this week, that's what it's going to be. Have fun with it.